Assalamualaikum, my name is Aina Yasmin Binti Hamdan. I'm from RY32. My topic today is for CAA 3 is the active amplifier. And the abstract for this experiment is the active amplifier. We put a series voltage of regulating is a form of the voltage regulating where is the regulating element is shunt the current to the ground. One of the common example for this active amplifier is the simple diode. If the simple Zener diode circuit where the Zener diode acting as the active amplifier element. Voltage regulating are whether utilized in this electronic power supply circuit. They provide very high degree of regulating and low level of tripping, although their levels of efficiency are much less than another popular sort of regulating called the switch mode regulating. However, linear regulating are still analyzed a large quantity due to their relating and simply and high level of performance. The objective for this experiment is to make the simple circuit based on the use simple control circuit system which base the active amplifier circuit. Next, to explore the use of Zener diode to build a circuit which provide a constant of regulating output voltage over the range of input voltage and load current. The project scope for the experiment is first we'll focus at the active amplifier circuit. Next, the main component used in this circuit is OM. Lastly, to provide the more good and sandwich theory of the amplifier circuit. The main component used in the voltage regulator are first feedback circuit, second stable reference voltage, next pass element control circuit. The introduction for this experiment is a voltage regulator is an electronic or electrical device that can be sentenced the voltage of power supply within suitable limits. The electrical equipment connected to the voltage source should bear the value of the voltage, and the source voltage should be in a certain range, which is equivalent of the connected piece of equipment. The process will be implement a voltage regulator. The voltage regulator array that used in this experiment is the working amplifier serves as a comparator. The series regulator is as a associate with the load in a series. Next, if 10 ohm until 100 ohm is RL, do the calculating the output voltage to prove this true and same as theory. The practical benefit for active device is the practical advantage for active device is their amplifier ability, whether the device is a question be voltage control or current control. The quantity of power control required of the controlling signal is usually far for this quantity of power ability in the controller current. In other words, The active amplifier doesn't just show allow electricity to control electric. If allow is a small amount of electricity to control the large amount of electricity, because of the splitting between control and control power, active devices could also be employed to control an outsizing amount of the power controlled by the appliance of element a limit amount of power control. This behavior is known as amplification. The materials we use in this experiment is first resistor, power supply, breadboard, and PN transistor, Zener diode, potentiometer, OM, also multimeter. The component we use for the resistor is 3, and another component we just use one number of component. The value for resistor for R1 and R2 is we put 10 ohm, and for the R3 is 11.10 ohm, and for the Zener diode we put 6 volt, and for the power source for this experiment is 50 volt, and the potentiometer we put 10 ohm until 100 ohm, and for the diagrams is the series voltage regulator. This is for the method, and the result we get is the result in the experiment after doing the Tinkercad of the circuit of the design concept circuit in the Tinkercad follow is the first figure is about the value we get in the circuit. Value in Vin is going to set is 15 volt, and the Vz is set to 6 volt. For the value resistor R1 and R2 we set 10 ohm, and the value for RT we set to 11.10 ohm. The index of the value for RL is set to 10 ohm until 100 ohm. The power supply for this experiment is the positive and negative input in the operator is amplifier is set to the 15 volt, and this is the another we get the result in 100 ohm, and the calculating for doing this experiment we do the calculating, and to prove the theory and calculating is same as a near and this. Okay, the discussion for this experiment is the discussion for experiment to analyze output voltage regulating in the series circuit with maintain a nearly constant output voltage, which is at 12 volt when the change of the RL value from 10 ohm to the 100 ohm. When input is set in 15 and RL set in the 10 ohm, the output for the voltage drop across R2 and R1 going to be decreased, and the voltage arrow negative is completing of the components. The conference constant the value of the voltage, and the negative arrow voltage provide the different value of positive of the two voltage at the top of OM as the input at the base of transistor. The transistor is going to be forward bias voltage, at the base, and so the operating amplifier remains as constant. And when input voltage is set as 15 volt, the RL is set as 100 ohm. The voltage in the output voltage is 12.5 volt. This is because when the value given in the RL increase, the voltage drop across R1 and R2 will be increased, and so the voltage negative is sensed by the divider of the network, which is applied at the intermitting input of the comparator. The comparator is provide the difference of negative of the two voltage of the input of the transistor, and so the conduction of the transistor is be decreased, so the constant for the constant voltage. The conclusion for this experiment is the project is provide the best and suitable way to solve user problem in analyze the output voltage regulator in a series circuit where maintain nearly constant output voltage, which is at 12 volt when the change of the RL value from 10 ohm to the value 100 ohm. When the input voltage is set at 50 volt and RL is set at 10 ohm, the output voltage for this experiment is 50 volt. That also the near in a linear series regulator, the control of the element is a transistor in the series with is the load is going to be same as value of 20. Of the objective for this experiment is achieved because of the system is working so properly, and the simulation and theoretical integral is nearly going to be same as value. Okay, thank you. That's for me. And okay, bye.